Have you been here before? It's a most unusual place.
I'm prepared for anything. It's like a zoo in a house. It's what I would like a house to be if I had loads of animals.
A lot of what we did was literally just trying to set up all these environments to house this motley crew of creatures.
King's pawn to e4.
It's not often that you're doing a living room set where you're saying, all right, now, wouldn't we have to make room for a polar bear to get in here? Where can the giraffe put her head in the window? And what's a comfortable place for a silverback gorilla to sleep?
Smells lovely, Doc.
As you'll see in the film, the animal feeder itself sat in the middle of the room.
Something that was a very, very tiny line in the script of how the animals eat. And we developed this whole idea of mechanising it.
And on cue, as you see, we start to get some steam. And if you look up, you start to see things starting to rotate. And you watch as vegetables, nuts and Brussels sprouts fall into this area. That then comes down into this area here, where you can see we get some feed. We wanted to also add other instruments. Then it was talked that maybe there could be a machine that makes tea. We embraced that there was animals within the environment here. So the idea was there was an animal in here rotating this round. There's a spoon that picks up the tea leaves, brings it over to the cup, and that triggers everything else. And pours a cup of tea. The animals have got to move around. Part of them moving around is that they have this route above. As you can see, there's a train here. And you can see in the bookshelves, you can see lots of ladders and steps. And that's where we say that they live.
Kind of the classic thing of being on a roller coaster. So they'll put their arms in the air and they go down the big slope, and it's kind of a fun thing that the mice do every night when they're going to have something to eat.
How do they get up there? How do we move them around? Part of that way is to create a lift. And we've built 2 lifts.
It's just perfect. There's a train track for the mice. How cool is that? There's elevators for the mice.
Hey, Doc, save some for us this time.
We got a code red. Code red, everybody.
The doctor is back.
The operating theatre was slightly different from the rest of the set in that it was a completely unused space. It had been left to sort of go fallow, with plants growing into the windows, and it needed to be seen in such a way that they could just whip off all the covers from the machinery and perform an operation there and then.
Don't worry, we got you, pal.
This is the operating theatre, as you can see. This one here is the magnifying glass. Chi-Chi would be looking through over onto this operating theatre. In every operating theatre, you need an anaesthesia machine. This was operated by Jip.
I haven't done this in a while.
Jip's paws would go on these 2 levers, and as they moved them up and down, that would start these 2 cylinders moving up and down. Dolittle's operating theatre.
When you wake up, everything will be fine.
Everything's slightly accentuated and everything's slightly strange, and it was just to try and get the feel of this busy, animal-centric, mad scientist world.